get mad and just tackle her.
Huh?
This investigation.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Hi guys. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today, I will tell you a story. The story is titled, The Great Kitty Escape. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. It was an ordinary morning in the Thompson household, or so it seemed. Inside the cozy living room, a little gray tabby cat named Whiskers was plotting his grand escape. He had been living with the Thompsons for over a year now, and while they were nice enough, always feeding him tuna and giving him treats, Whiskers had grown tired of the same four walls and endless hours of napping. He dreamed of exploring the world outside, where he could climb trees, chase birds, and maybe even meet some other adventurous cats. But there was one little problem. The Thompsons were overly cautious. They never let him outside, claiming it was too dangerous and that the street was no place for a cat. But Whiskers had other plans. He had spent days observing the humans, studying their movements, and learning their routines. He noticed that every afternoon, when the sun was at its highest, the Thompsons would leave the house for a brief period to run errands. That, Whiskers thought, was his golden opportunity. He carefully inspected the front door, a big, heavy wooden barrier that was always locked. The security of the door didn't bother him, though Whiskers had a trick up his sleeve. He had learned how to squeeze through the tiniest cracks, and he'd been practicing for weeks, pushing his body through tight spots in the kitchen and hallway. With a determined gleam in his eyes, Whiskers devised the perfect plan. As soon as the Thompsons left for their grocery run, he would sneak out the door and embark on his grand adventure. The day arrived. It was an unusually warm afternoon, and the Thompsons were preparing to head out. Mrs. Thompson was busy gathering her shopping bags, and Mr. Thompson was fiddling with his car keys by the front door. This was it, the moment Whiskers had been waiting for. He hid behind the couch, watching the humans carefully. As soon as the front door swung open and the sound of the car engine roared in the distance, Whiskers made his move. He darted from behind the couch, sprinting toward the door with the speed of a lion hunting its prey. His heart raced as he approached the threshold. Just as Mr. Thompson was about to close the door, Whiskers launched himself through the narrow gap between the doorframe and the door, squeezing through like a little ninja. Success! He was outside. For a moment, he just stood there, breathing in the fresh air. The grass felt soft beneath his paws, and the breeze ruffled his fur. He had never felt so free in his life. The world beyond the door was vast, and he was ready to conquer it. Whiskers trotted down the front steps and into the yard, his eyes wide with wonder. The trees looked taller, the bushes thicker, and the ground smelled like 1,000 exciting new scents. But before he could fully enjoy his newfound freedom, disaster struck. A loud barking noise came from behind him. Whiskers spun around to find the neighbor's dog, Max, charging toward him at full speed. Max was a large, overly enthusiastic golden retriever who loved nothing more than chasing cats. Whiskers' heart skipped a beat, and he immediately darted toward the nearest tree. Max skidded to a stop, barking furiously but unable to climb the tree. Whiskers, perched safely on a low branch, let out a triumphant meow. He had escaped, but his adventure was far from over. Whiskers spent the next few hours exploring the great outdoors. He sniffed around the garden, rolled in the grass, and even attempted to chase a butterfly, though it quickly flew out of reach. The world was full of new sights, sounds, and smells. Whiskers was having the time of his life, but as the sun began to dip lower in the sky, he started to feel a twinge of concern. It had been hours since the Thompsons left. What if they came back and couldn't find him? What if they were worried? He paused for a moment, staring back at the house. His stomach rumbled. He hadn't eaten since breakfast. And more importantly, he realized that the great outdoors was not as glamorous as it seemed. The squirrels were too fast, the grass was too tall, and the birds, well, they were just plain confusing. Whiskers missed the comfort of his favorite napping spot on the couch. He started to make his way back to the house, but there was one problem. Max the dog was still nearby. The golden retriever had moved closer to the fence, his tail wagging like a propeller. Whiskers had no intention of being chased again. After a few minutes of creative thinking, Whiskers spotted an open window on the second floor of the house. It was just high enough for him to jump but low enough to make the leap manageable. He sprinted toward the house, hoping Max wouldn't notice him. In a bold move, Whiskers leaped up to the windowsill, landing softly. He was back inside. As he crept back through the living room, he spotted the Thompsons' shoes by the door, signaling their return. But before they could catch him, Whiskers dashed up the stairs to his favorite hiding spot beneath the bed, where he settled in for a well-deserved nap. When the Thompsons entered the house, they found no sign of their mischievous feline. They assumed he had been napping peacefully all along. Little did they know, Whiskers had just completed his first and possibly last great adventure.